We are almost ready to begin the 6th season of the Colorado Rockies franchise on MLB The Show. We're coming off an offseason that saw us bring in Dustin May, Zach Gallen to fortify this starting rotation to make it the best it's been in this series, and also a trade for Reed Detmers that saw us give up a lot in Corbin Burnes and Austin Martin. But I really like the way the team has come together for this season, and today we're going to go through spring training. I streamed some of these games if you want to see the full version, and there are some clips at the end of a game I played on my own. But there were a lot of new players to get used to, some roster battles to take care of, and I just wanted the games to practice. Zach Gallen is now a Rocky and strikes out the former Rocky, Ty France, who was with us for a couple seasons. I wanted to see our new pitchers, and I also wanted to see who's going to be on the bench this year. We've had a very young bench, and it's going to stay that way. We have a single here from Casey Golden, and then a diving effort in shallow right that ends up being a bloop single for Aaron Schunk, who has a chance to get some playing time at third base, first base, with Ty France no longer on the roster. But another player who's never had his chance yet at the show is Michael Toglia. When I see his ratings, I see a player who's at least good enough to be on a big league bench. And he's got some pop as well. Toglia to deep right, and that one is gone. A 3-run homer. Actually, only 2 runs here, but it gave us a 3-run first. Really good start to spring training. We'll talk more about Toglia later on, going back to the pitching now, and Zach Gallen. Just using the same pitches he struck me out on all the time. That cutter is really nice. Circle change always ahead of that. And early on, it was pretty easy to get comfortable pitching with Zach Gallen, and he settled in really nicely. Going back to the offense now. Casey Golden, 30 years old, and getting a chance to make the active roster. He does single again. Here's Toglia with a drive again to deep right center. This one's got carry, and Toglia leaves the building once again. Talk about hitting your way onto the active roster. This is what I wanted to see from Toglia as a player who could play the Josh Bell role, the early Josh Bell role of last year. Be the best power bat off the bench, fill in at first, maybe in the outfield. Michael Toglia made the team. Spoiler alert. But there were so many other players to see what they could do. How about Sean Jelly? What you know about Sean Jelly's fastball up on the outside corner for strike 3? He was a Rule 5 pickup, and until the bullpen is more stable and we have some young guys coming up to play, I'm going to keep going to the Rule 5 draft to try to find those solutions. So Sean Jelly trying to become one of our 2-inning relievers. I think he could be a solid multi-inning guy. Had a nice outing here against the Mariners. And then Jacob Pearson, I think, has a chance to become a regular starter. Here's a lazy fly ball to center. But he's got to get the offense turned around. Mickey Littlefield. Now, this wasn't a legit chance for him to really make the active roster. Mickey is still on his path, and he's doing a really good job. Took great steps last season. But now he's on the 40-man, so at the very least, I can check in with him every spring and see, all right, how does he stack up to some major league competition? And I came away really impressed here with Littlefield. I think the last year he's taken more steps than I expected. Now, he's just starting to turn that corner as a strikeout pitcher. That didn't really materialize here in spring. I still think the stuff needs more development, but I do believe it's going to get there. But he doesn't give up a ton of hard contact. Did good in the spring. He won't make the active roster, but next year's a real possibility. Back to Jacob Pearson. Remember, we acquired him in the Trevor Story trade, and this time he hits it very weakly. Unfortunately, doesn't work out there. We go to Aaron Schunk, and that's in the air to right, and it's a play made. That was a changeup, middle of the zone. You want to see him do more than that. Here's Tony Losi, who's been one of our better relievers at AAA. probably should have a more serious look at making the active roster. I wanted him to close this one out for us. Gets the fastball there. And 2 batters later. Strike 3 looking to Sam Haggerty. And the Rockies take this game. And this is what you want to see from the spring. A couple players really stand out with the bats and the pitching. Really good game. Michael Tolia's success became the early storyline, but how about the starting infield spot that's more up for grabs? Xavier Edwards has shown promise, and Ryan Vilade was just the Rookie of the Year last season. We're going back to Jacob Pearson here against Kansas City as he hits one the other way. A diving play to take it away. But that's better contact. That is what we want to see from him. Pitching in this game, Michael Wilkerson. We only saw a little bit last year, but I did come away impressed. Aaron Judge, however, doesn't seem all that impressed as he lifts a fastball 400 plus to center field. Wilkerson had a legit chance here to make the team, but there was a lot of competition to do it. Facing Kyle Lewis, here's a fly, shallow left center. Oh, that wasn't even close, and Lewis stretching this one into a double. Next up, Bo Bichette. Royals have added some firepower to the offense, but nice play at third to end the inning. We go to the second, Ryan Vilade. 2-1, pops it up, got a fastball right over the plate. A big thing I look for here is what do hitters do on pitches they should be crushing? Obviously, a lot of disappointing outcomes here early in spring training, and that's kinda to be expected. Nice job by Wilkerson. He drops that changeup on the outside corner, and we know the strikeout stuff is there. Top 3. There's the drive to right field, getting out in a hurry. Home run, Dale Amador. He's one of the players I am so excited about, but I'm also going to take as long as it needs for him to truly develop. He's like a 72 overall, second baseman, shortstop. That's a nice hit for him. Zach Veen. We got to see more from him as well. We brought back Brian Reynolds, so we don't need him or Pearson to emerge this season, but next season, probably. Wilkerson comes back. There's strike 3 with the curveball. Starting to get going. Top 4 now. There's a drive. Golden left center field. This one's back and gone. Casey Golden was really an underdog to try and make the team here, but I was pretty impressed early on with the way he hit the ball. We have another new guy who's basically guaranteed a spot, and he drives one out to right. That's Ronnie Quintero. Rule 5 pickup to be the backup catcher behind Johnny Schaefer. Aaron Schunk in the 4th inning. That one's into center, down for a single. A lot of good hitting here off of Jose Urquidy. Hitting off a well-established big league starter. I was really happy about this. Vilade slashes a sharp single into left field. They bring in Chris Bubich. We almost traded for him. And Edwards lifts one to center. But that'll be playable. RBI chance for Jacob Pearson. Gets the breaking ball and lines it to short. But again, good contact for him. Wilkerson facing Aaron Judge once again. Challenging him upstairs, and that time he got him with the fastball. Then Kyle Lewis 2-0. There's a sharp single to left field. We go to Bo Bichette once again. Bichette grounds it to short. And we'll turn the quick 6-4-3 double play. Not bad here for Wilkerson. In the 5th inning, Zach Veen facing Chance Adams. There's a drive to right. And Veen shows off the power with a solo shot. Really nice to see a variety of players here with some standout moments. Wilkerson into the 5th inning as a single to center will bring home the Royals' 2nd run. We keep him in there to see if he can finish off the inning, but there's a drive to the gap. That'll be extra bases and should plate the third run for Kansas City. Wilkerson getting towards 60 pitches, just starting to lose it a little bit. Andrew Benintendi slowly up the third base line. Wilkerson makes the play. So some up and down play here from Wilkerson, but the highs, I think, have been worth it to stay invested in his development. He comes back to strike out Aaron Judge a second time, and then we hand things off to Reed Detmers, who doesn't have a lot of experience in this series, but the potential is very high, in the 90s. He's an A potential player, 26 years old. I wanted to see, could he be part of the rotation? Could he be part of the bullpen even? Well, when we were playing these games on the live stream, I was told, hey, you got to be using the curveball. And yeah, that is the pitch you want to use with him. Got that previous strikeout. And then a pop out to finish off the inning. 1-run lead here for Colorado. Quintero down the line. That's a hit. His second of the day. Didn't amount to anything, but wanted to show that. In the 8th inning, a drive again to right center from Henry. Extra bases with the Royals only down 1. So Detmers gets himself into trouble with the leadoff double. And here's a ground ball hit to short. Amador takes care of it, but the Royals get second and third with 2 down. Detmers comes back with the big curveball to strike out Gutierrez and keep the lead intact. That curveball is nasty. 9th inning. Amador right center field. Again turning on it. He's got such a smooth swing. It's so satisfying to hit with him. When he's in scoring position, Pearson line to left. Down for a hit. Amador has to stay put. Would have been close. Zach Veen gets the bases loaded. And he lifts it to left. Unable to come through here in that big spot. 1-run lead, we go bottom 9 and give John Curtis a chance. Now, he's a more established veteran. He's been really reliable throughout this franchise. So I want him to be one of those higher leverage guys. He does walk Rougned Odor. He's around that inside corner, but a good eye there at the plate. Now a drive deep to center. That could be trouble as Pearson can't track it down. Odor makes his way to third. 1 down now for the Royals. Down 1. Grounded back to Curtis. He's got it. Runner has to stay put. 2 down. Just 1 more. And it's Peyton Henry. And he grounds it to the right side. That was tricky, but we did manage to hold on for the 4-3 win. Again, these spring training games are just more fun than they should be. But it's great to see these players making plays like this. I don't mind going through spring training games when they are this fun. We're going into a start now with Reed Detmers. I liked what I saw in that relief appearance, and there was this battle between him, Michael Wilkerson, and Ethan Small. Now, Detmers has the highest ceiling, and early on, I felt like his strikeout stuff was just so good. 2-2 here. Taylor's chasing the curveball. Nobody handling that pitch very well. Now, in his career, his brief major league career, he's been under an 8 strikeout per 9 guy. But just playing with him, I think he's got a much higher ceiling. There's a base hit again for Adael Amador, hitting really well. Xavier Edwards gets runners at the corners. That's in the air to left field as we set up for a tag. And that is offline as the Rockies do score here. We go bottom 3 with Detmers again. 1-2, big curveball. With 2 strikes, that is the go-to pitch. But it's not the only one he's got. 2-2 to Bryce Terang. How about the fastball? 96, not bad. He's got a slider as well. Christian Yelich 2-2 into the shift. A lot to like here for Reed Detmers, starting strong against the Milwaukee offense. Fly it into right here. Casey Golden, I don't know what happened there. If I just screwed something up controlling him, it like stopped him there. So we end up with a base runner and then a drive to right center, and that one's way out of here. Right off the scoreboard. Tejera goes 414 to right. So Detmers did miss pretty badly with that pitch, but overall I felt like the control was there for his curveball. Unfortunately, we see a little bit more control issues here in the 4th and 5th innings, so we're beyond like 70 pitches or so, but comes back with that curveball. You can miss with it out of the zone, and they'll still go after it. Here in the 6th, that's a drive to center. Tolia deep again. This one's gone. I can't wait to see him on the big league roster. I think he is a legitimate threat coming off the bench, even though he's only like a 77, 78 overall. The ratings are in the right spots. Sean Jelly's in the game. Diving play by Tolia over at first. Ethan Small comes in facing his former team. He was also a Rule 5 pickup, a successful one last year. A strikeout of Terang, but a line drive down the left field line into the corner. This could be trouble. They'll hold the runner at third base. Here's Corey Ray. Fly deep to right. Golden into the corner with no room to spare as he makes the catch. Ethan Small, bottom 8. There's the fastball up and in. Small filled in really nicely as the 5th starter a year ago. And then we go to Sir Anthony Dominguez. And his first half last year I thought was really bad. Then his second half I thought he was very good. Here in the spring, well, you love to get that call considering it's in the strike zone and everything. But Dominguez is one of those guys where, like, if 1 or 2 calls he should get doesn't go his way, it can quickly fall apart because control's not his game. And that was the case here in this 9th inning. And I'm not waiting around to see him hopefully fix the inning. My philosophy there, as the Brewers get the ground ball up the middle and we couldn't turn the double play, but my philosophy is if you're a closer or a 1-inning specialist, and if you can't get it done on like 24 pitches, why should I wait to see you pitch more? It's either going to happen quickly or it's not going to happen at all, and we're going to pull the pitcher if we're able to. So this wasn't at the very end of spring training, but this is with 5 or 6 games to go. So these numbers are almost complete. So we got to see some highlights from some of these players, but it's nice to also see how do they simulate, what's the success look like there. Jacob Pearson, Zach Veen, and Aaron Schunk were all players that underperformed in spring training. In Shunk's case, he has a couple options, so he will be going down to AAA. But Veen and Pearson are 2 players that have no options, and I don't think they'll pass waivers. So you have to factor that in when you're making cuts here. Michael Tolia would have options, but he was obviously good enough to make the team. Then for pitching, I felt like it was mostly good. Saw some good things from Sean Jelly. Saw some good things as well from Reed Detmers and Michael Wilkerson, but only so many roster spots. Wilkerson didn't simulate as well when I wasn't playing with him. You got to pay attention to that. Ethan Small was solid. And then one guy who was really good in the batting average department is Ryan Valade, hitting around 380 here. Didn't end up there, but could he become a high on base guy for us one day? I wanted one more game here with Reed Detmers. Now, I gave him the start. His energy isn't quite full here, and I haven't had good results when I've played pitchers despite not having that full rest as starters. So the control was a huge problem early on for Detmers as he walks the first 2 batters and then falls behind Aaron Judge, and he walks on 4 pitches. So the bases are already loaded here for young Reed Detmers. Kyle Lewis grounded the short. Will go the short way. 6-4-3 double play. They score the 1 run. That brings up Bichette. Fastball on the outside, trying to get out of the inning. 0-2, and he missed over the plate with the curveball. Trying to throw that in the dirt. And it ends up behind the bullpen instead. And the Royals get 3 runs here in the first. In this final spring training game, we took on Jake DeGrom, who was with us a year ago. Now signed on with the Royals for 1 year, $12 million. He's recovered from the injury that took him out of last season late. And now Reynolds with a drive. That's going to deep right. It's gone. Bryan Reynolds, 3rd homer of the spring. Does it on a 98-mile-per-hour fastball from Jake DeGrom. That wasn't one of his best, considering he was hitting 101 just a couple batters later. All right, can Reed Detmers rebound, or is this just a lost outing? That slider's pretty good. Strike 3. Robert Slaughter in the 3rd inning, looking at a slider for strike 3. He just seems to confuse batters a lot. There were some pitches they looked at that I just don't typically see looked at, especially with 2 strikes. So he comes back, finishes off a 2nd inning, and now looking for a 0 in the 3rd. And Lewis is out in front. There's a much better curveball. He settled in after that 1st inning. We go bottom 3. Bryan Reynolds again. This is with a runner at 2nd base. And again deep to right field. And that one's going to stay in the yard. It hits off the wall. And Reynolds has an RBI double to go with his homer off Jake DeGrom. Josh Bell in the 4th inning. This one's going to left center, hit well. That gets down on the warning track. It's an automatic double for Bell. And Trey Turner, line drive center field. And it's off the glove. That's down for a hit, and Bell scores. That was a pretty good start for us. They had taken DeGrom out by that at-bat. But we tie the game up. There's a drive now off Detmers. Got a hold of it, and it's in play. Bouncing towards center fielder, and that allows the Royals to get 2nd and 3rd with 1 down. Andrew Benintendi rolls this one to short to drive in the run. So Detmers didn't go long into this game. Probably shouldn't have pitched him without being at full stamina. There in the 5th, just a solid single for Valade. Nothing really happened. But here in the 7th, he gets a hold of one. That's Xavier Edwards off the scoreboard to give the Rockies the lead. Some more fireworks here late. 1-run game. Valade to right center. And this will be his 2nd hit. It's down for extras, and Valade runs well. He doesn't stop at 2nd. Relay to 3rd. Save! A triple for the Rookie of the Year. Next up, Zach Veen. That was pretty fast, wasn't it? He's out. Here's Michael Toglia with 1 away. Flied to center, and that's plenty for the speed of Ryan Valade to run home. And the Rockies extend their lead. Heath Holder in the 9th, trying to close out the spring. Grounded to 2nd base. And 2 batters later, a runner on. Peyton Henry grounds this to 1st. Quick turn. Double play. Rockies win it. I really enjoyed spring training this year, and I feel very ready to get into this year 6 season. But we still have to finalize this roster, and we'll do so right here. So, Michael Wilkerson actually is not going to make the team right now. I just didn't think there was a great spot for him. Ryan Rollison is sent down, Luis Madero. A lot of these final cuts here are pretty straightforward. These players weren't expected to make the team. Wilkerson is a bit of a surprise, but we just added so much for pitching that somebody wasn't going to make it. But he has options. Aaron Schunk has options. He's going back to AAA. Adael Amador. This is the final year we can use the option on him. And Hopefully next year he's on the big league roster. Casey Golden, unfortunately, has no options. He has to pass through waivers. I think he will. So I was trying to figure out, do we need to have 8 relievers with the current pitchers that we have? Do I release or send down Tony Locey or Errol Vera? Do I want the extra infielder or the extra bullpen arm? Vera has an option left. Locey has a couple. In this case, I decided to send down Tony Locey because we have a lot of guys who could go multiple innings, and I think we can start the year with 7 in the bullpen and make a change if necessary. But the season for us gets off to a quick start. 4 games against the Dodgers, 3 against the Diamondbacks, a lot of division games in that first month. We are also changing up the batting order a bit. Until David Geronimo's average is higher, I don't see why he needs to hit above Devers, Bell, or Schaefer. We're going to have a slightly different lineup when it comes to facing lefties, but Geronimo is moving down. Also, Ryan Vilade will make the opening day start, but he and Edwards are both going to play a lot. And I'm still trying to figure out how that's going to work because I think Vilade is also such a good option to give Josh Bell a day off or Rafael Devers. So when I'm playing the games, you're probably going to see Vilade play all over the infield, and that allows me to give guys off days. The Dodgers, by the way, taking a look at what they look like this year, very left-handed heavy. I'm going to keep that in mind when it comes to the bullpen. If we have to end up making a move, rather than bring up Tony Locey, I might trade for a lefty, just because you have to win your division and beat your division opponents first and foremost. So if I feel we need a lefty, we're going to have to go get one. But I do like where things are for us right now, and I do plan to start Reed Detmers in the rotation, at least to begin the year, because his ceiling is higher than the other options. He has more stamina than a guy like Ethan Small. And if he's going to reach his potential, he's 26 years old. The step towards getting to be a 94 overall pitcher or whatever has to start now, or he's never going to get there. So we're going to see Small in the bullpen. We're going to see Wilkerson at AAA. And that's how it's going to start out. Opening day is next. We'll take on the LA Dodgers. We're going to see Dustin May and Zach Gallen make their Rockies debuts in a very big opening series, and I will see you all then. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for all the support in this series. Please leave a like if you haven't already done so, and subscribe. I'll see you all on opening day very soon. Have a great day, everybody.